Hello, welcome to round one of this league with modern Grixis control. There we go. On the play, this hand I think is on the lower end of keepable. It's not the most exciting thing. It doesn't do anything on one, nothing proactive, but it's got answers and Snapcaster, so I think it's better than six. Not by a ton, but better enough. Get the no damage land out of the way there. We might fetch a basic mountain too at some point with that. So yeah, I'll play this. If I have to bolt, I bolt. If I don't have to, if I have to leak, I'll fetch a mountain. But otherwise, I get to do my thing. Uh, yeah, I will expend my mana leak for that. Realistically, I'm just letting my opponent trade for that instead of Snapcaster Mage. It's a really minor thing, but I like playing the swamp there instead of the island because if I tap the island, it sends the signal that I don't have a single blue spell to use, like a dispel or something. Whereas if I tap the swamp, like I'm not going to leave up like a one black spell here, like whatever. No reason to leave up mana that turn. I can bolt something still. I can terminate whatever, and I want to get the Jace active sooner rather than later, or force my opponent to deal with the Jace on a turn three. Which specifically out of the Mardu decks like that, I think is something that's pretty important. Cool. I don't want to tar pit into my opponent next turn, so I'm going to just leave up Snapcaster. There's no need to play the tap land. Well, attacking before playing the tar pit potentially baits a lightning bolt that would later be reserved for the tar pit. Debating if I want to send the bolt upstairs here. I think so. Given my opponent's lack of lands and the general texture of, I guess, they're probably just the Josh Cho tokens deck. Hmm. Yeah, we'll just do this. Leave up Snap Bolt. Yeah, that's the Cho tokens deck, alright. Think I like forcing the action. So this play. Fine with my opponent having perfect info. This play puts my opponent into a spot where they can't ever tap down They know I'm leaving up a Terminate, and they can't attack, which I'm okay with all of these conditions. Okay. I think I'm supposed to blow a Terminate here. Yeah, may as well see what I get first. And I think I definitely just attack with everything this turn. My opponent has to have a removal spell they can cast here on the tar pit, which I guess it could be like Disfigure, but then they also have to trade off here. Oh, Path? Sure, I guess I forgot about that card. Oh, I don't have basics? That was a mistake. I just thought I had one more. I guess. Yeah, I want to leave Serum Visions, I think. This may have been wrong, but we'll see. Oh, that was a tapped, so. This is a forced block. I'm gonna main phase this so that if I'm forcing my opponent to like, if I hit Land Bolt, my opponent is basically forced to give me back. Okay, well I get Thought Scour or Serum Visions, which is fine. Okay, that worked fine. And I'm playing the Thought Scour there, so if I draw a red duel, I get to play this next turn without taking damage. Same with the fetch. For sure. That's fine if my opponent would like to gain 3 life this turn. There's no point in attacking Sorin if my opponent's at 5. If I deal 5 to Sorin, my opponent would just die instead. So, I want... so Terminate sucks, especially because the creature that it's going to kill is Auriok. Mana Leak's good. Lightning Bolt, not the best. I can see boarding down on this card. I'm not a big fan of Dispel here. Spell Snare is good. Thought Scour is a card. Dismember is trash. These are all good. So we get to board in like 5 cards. I want to board in 6, so I definitely want Counter Squall. Definitely want Explosives. Definitely want Anger. Not sure on Damnation. I can see Damnation just being bad. I think that like it's more likely to just trade for a single card than anything else. I don't know if I want Fulminator. I don't think I do. Don't think I want Blood Moon despite my opponent's mana last game. I think that was just kind of a fluke. Definitely like Inquisition still interacts. It's possible I want like 1 less of this card. because it doesn't interact with the token makers. Like, still being able to like fight their inquisitions or pass or whatever is still good. But cut one, I like that. I don't think this card disrupts my opponent that much on the draw. Yeah, just leaving all the bolts. Yeah. So we've got a mana leak that's pretty good. Yeah, this is just like the perfect action hand. Curves out into spells that matter, which is pretty huge. Basically, the spells that matter at like all points. Yeah. Not gonna play lightning bolts or whatever next turn. Who cares? My opponent took Inquisition. I'm not sure what that says about their hand, besides maybe they have an additional Inquisition or Virtue that they're trying to land here. Ooh, that's a card. Okay. That is a definite reason to have access to lightning bolts. This is going to fetch a black-red. Kind of shocked to see Shambling Vent, but it's a card that deck may or may not need. I think I want to Serum Visions here. Bolt, Jace. I like all these cards. Drawing the island next turn. Jace to set up multiple bolts to the face. Kind of in a tight spot if my opponent hits a Sorin here. But sure. That doesn't bother me. Choose wisely. I have to time my anger correctly, which is kind of interesting. I think the answer is like the 4 fairy turn or the 5 fairy turn. Well, I don't have to time anything. Great. Think. Trying to figure out if I want to just jam Painful Truths here. Yeah, I think that's actually a way I can fight this. I don't. That's fine. So I have to discard. I think the answer is a Kolaghan's Command. Tasker's still fine. Though I need to time it with Jace. I don't really like what Kolaghan's Command is representing here. The reason I Painful Truths there is I felt like I really needed to get my 4th land so I could protect Jace from a kill spell. Because I really need to flashback Anger here. Or soon. I'm in trouble if there's an intangible virtue here, but whatever. Maybe I didn't need Counter Scroll and Mana Leak. That might have been what it was. I probably could have discarded the Leak. Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully this doesn't just die, because if it does, I'm in a bad spot. Okay. What is my opponent's hand if it's... that's a problem. So I have to bolt one of those. Yeah, so I'm not dead. Okay. So I have to potentially bolt again this turn. If my opponent just attacks with the Bitter Blossoms, I... Do I bolt? Well, I definitely bolt that. Yeah, I should have kept the Kolaghan's Command and discarded the one of the two counters. Sure. Let's see. I did bring in the Damnation, so I need to get the other Swamp. Okay, dead. Right? Yeah, just dead. Okay, that happens. Um, okay, let's go back up and not die to Bitter Blossom today. I like that. I don't... I like Tassiger on the play. I like being aggressive. Card down I want. Might just be Thought Scour. Rise Fall's good. Damnation's good. Anger's good. Truth is good. Mana Leak, Counter Spells, Serum Vision, Spell Snare. Yeah, let's just board out a Thought Scour. That's just like a random card. No. Drawing a card's better than having a million lightning bolts. Yeah. Pretty sure this is a Snap Keep. I'm pretty sure I'm taking 3 on turn 1 to Serum Visions. I need to get a black. Yeah, that's fine. So I get a Watery Grave. I like that config. I don't... I think Spell Snare is like fine to have, but I like the way that... Ooh, okay. Well, I'm going to do this. I don't see a reason to just like get Bitter Blossomed again this game. That seems like a very easy way to die. Well, my opponent probably kept a bunch of Lingering Souls, which is a problem for this hand. Oh. Well, still countering it. I think... Yeah, this is right. I'll accept getting 2 for 1 here. Just... I'm going to get 2 for 1 by the Spirits anyways. Not super excited about the immediate flashback. So I think instead of playing the fetch, I'd rather get the extra loot out of my Jace. So I have 3 cards in graveyard, so I get to activate it twice before I hit 5. Yeah, absolutely not. I would really like to have this card in play for once in my life. Please? Yes! I countered my Lingering Souls! Yes! Sweet! I have a Merfolk Looter and I destroyed half a Lingering Souls? I'm so lucky! Uh, yeah, I don't need that one. Blue, red, black. Draw some cards. Oh boy, that's a good one. Well, great. Everything about what my hand does has to be awesome right now. That's fine. Huh, sure. I would gladly pay full retail for that card. So I've got black, black, blue, 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 a million red. So this is definitely the one I want to play. See, no need to commit explosives to any given amount yet. Just doing things the slightly better way where my opponent in theory could like kill their own thing. Ooh, that's cute. That's a huge blowout. I always forget about that card. Ugh, that is a giant blowout. Well, that's fine. Just play that for the max amount. Maybe that was a mistake. I actually should have Soren, sure. Plus attack. I always forget about Zealous Persecution. It's always a giant beating. Sure. Well, I think I just have to do this to kill the Sorin to have a chance this game. Hopefully draw an answer to that. Well, hmm. Trying to figure out what the right thing to do with this is. Maybe I was also supposed to just E this for 2 immediately. I'm now thinking that it's... I think with the Jace it was okay just to have it, and I probably could have... With the Jace and the Staticaster? Once I lost those, I didn't really have a lot going, but... So if I jump there, hope to draw an out next turn, what are my outs? Well, given that draw step, that was optimal. Yeah, dead. Yeah, maybe I got greedy by blocking with the Jace, and like, if I had actually been thinking about persecution, I wouldn't have blocked the Jace because the idea is that if my opponent like kills their own thing or something, so that their stuff doesn't die. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I should have just not blocked with the Jace, and I could have looted into stuff and actually been pretty far ahead that game. I think if I was actually just looting every single turn. Oh well. Lesson learned and relearned, and always relearned because I always forget about that card.